swinging and weathers and,
Stuff.
just include myself in the place for like 4 weeks right now. Yeah, these are just, especially if they change.
Some of them, it's like, Great Basin Square, 337, 239.
Yeah, that's just, so it's either or you can just give a bunch of options.
Just maintain like we can.
Yeah, he's got to do.
Got some of
You know, you go into this thing, do it, pass it up and
Right up front.
It's like, hey, when I got a bill, they didn't have general ledger. They had no general ledger. I literally had something typed up from the treasurer's office, and something in my office, and I had to try to put those together.
Well, if these axles are what they do in, I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty close. It's probably about,
Summary sheets, so, summary sheet up there. Just as of today, not
just behind some of the other sheets you got there.
those are as of
And you got 626,000.
It looks like it's gold, yellow, and
Yeah, it's like that.
it's in the stack.
Yeah, it's the second to last.
Yeah, that's Yeah. Yeah, sometimes it's easy to read. And the system is real small and print. We'll call it. and say, you know, we'll make that thing. We'll make that thing run.
She's working on from the back.
They'll.
And there's also Councilman Suggs, remember you said do some numbers on the rates,
Yes.
see what that would look like if it changed. That's a lot.
This looks like that shit there.
Just 2 minutes late. 2 minutes early.
Everything except the summary.
We'll change that. We'll call it. Some changes.
It's small. This one's good.
When you write it down, it's real fast.
See it? Well, they got seconds on that.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to City of Lawrence regular council meeting here at City Hall. It's Tuesday, May 10th, 2022, at 6 p.m. As Councilman Lewis Hardy, if he'd say the invocation, please.
Let's pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you for the blessings of this day. We thank you for the privilege of being able to gather together. And all our citizens that are able to be here with us, we thank you for being able to do this. Lord, we ask that you come and be with us, help us to make the right decisions for our city. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Stand for the pledge, please. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call. Clerk Bass, please start.
Councilwoman John Dawes,
Here.
Councilman Louis Lombardi Jr.
Here.
Councilwoman Andrea Cole.
Here.
Mayor Todd Harrelson,
Here.
Councilman Carol B. Paget Jr.,
Here.
Councilman Michael B. Suggs,
Here.
Councilwoman Janet P. Leslie.
Move into the, mayor's reports and let Samantha with the chamber.
Thank you. Hello. Good. First of all, I wanted to thank the city for all their help for the small town big show, car show festival. If y'all didn't go, y'all missed out. I'm gonna tell you what, I was kind of concerned that I was like, oh, we might have 30 cars. But when I showed up Saturday, we had 70 online registration and 71 more showed up. We ended up with 141 cars. It was fantastic. And we had music playing, all the restaurants had their doors open. We gave them a list of local restaurants that they could walk to. I think everybody had a great time. So, I didn't come to Lourdes, you missed out.
And they had one also in Texas City.
They actually did have their Spring is Sprung Festival on the same day. They had a car show and a Whiteville, Chadburn, I think, had a car show the same day. So we did fantastic. And we didn't realize when we planned it that Tabor City was having their own, and we had talked to them prior and apologized, and we were kind of too far gone. And, so we promised we wouldn't do it next time. So I talked to Cynthia and asked her, I said, all right, we got to go ahead and plan it. You need to pick a date. So they picked the 4th Saturday in April to do theirs. So ours will be the 3rd Saturday in April next year. Which it ended up being it would be the same time that we did it this year. So it was really great. So we appreciate everybody. Now the next thing coming up is Memorial Day. I don't know if anybody noticed or not, but today, I, did a few things in the courtyard on Main that I think look really great. And I'm getting ready after I leave here to go put spotlights on, so it's gonna be seen at night, but I'm really happy about it, and I'm gonna finish it tomorrow. But I do have some flyers about the golf cart parade, and this is just a ceremony. Yeah, that's about it, yeah. The ceremony of what's gonna happen. This could slightly change, but this is what I've had so far. So, May 21st, we're gonna have a golf cart parade. It'll start at Liberty Street, start lining up at 9, and the parade starts at 10, and it'll come down Liberty Street in front of the nursing home, cross Casey on Stevens, turn right on Main Street, and end at the courtyard on Main.
This is
Anybody
on
don't-
Monday Memorial Day.
I'm sorry,
This is on Monday Memorial Day,
that is on the 21st of May.
or 21st.
We're gonna do it a week before, that's May 21st. I didn't write it on there, and I noticed that when I was coming here, but I'll just tell you. So May 21st, so, and, parade starts at 9, at 10 o'clock, the lineup starts at 9. And after that, we'll all end up at the courtyard. If anybody don't know, the courtyard is where the coffee shop used to sit. And so we're gonna have a celebration, which is this, is what's gonna happen. And we hope everyone will attend. We're super excited. Also, right now there is an 8x8 banner in the courtyard, and actually the stand-up spray wreath is there and some fence and that kind of stuff. We're going tomorrow build like a little garden. So around town, you can go to 4 or 5 stores I'm gonna go find tomorrow, but I'm thinking it'll be Railroad in Maine, I might ask the drugstore, Richie's General Store, probably Hot Mama's, a couple places around where you can go in there and get poppies, which are these right here, these 3 poppies. And they have, dog tags hanging off of them. And we're asking people that if anyone lost a loved one, to put their name and go plant it in the garden, which is in the courtyard. And so we're hoping by the time our celebration comes, there'll be lots of names hanging on these. So we're asking you to do that. And Providing Hope VA also has graciously decided that we're going to give a prize to the best golf cart decoration. So we got a trophy and $100 in cash to the best decorated golf cart / side-by-side / bicycle. Yeah. So that's kind of what's going on, so. That's all I got.
Sure does.
Yeah. Get on the McLeod Norris Hospital report. I'm gonna talk to Scott. He said all's holding steady and doing real good, just like the last report we had. Talked to Christina Jackson about the jockeys, the Juleps fundraiser they had. It was a huge success. They raised over $100,000 for Seacoast Hospital. That was pretty huge. There was a lot of support here in Lawrence. And I would have been at that, but I had another event I had to be at. Coffee with the Mayor is this Thursday at 9 o'clock. The Lawrence High School student council will be there. They wanted to come and take part in it, so I think that's gonna be 20 plus or minus young men and women there representing Lawrence High School to talk to everybody there and just mingle around. Maybe go on a little tour of City Hall.
Gonna be here, man.
Right there in the community room, the conference room. And I think, District 10 Coffees said that they were going to provide coffee for that event, so I thought that was really nice of them. I went to a few events. One of them I got listed was a car show that, Samantha was talking about. And I didn't chime in a while ago because I was going to give her a praise right now because it was absolutely fantastic. She said 141 cars. And there was actually that many in it, but there was a whole bunch more that came that didn't get in.
Yeah.
Because they were scattered throughout the city because they got here too late. Protocol for getting here too late is you can't be in it for our police because of safety. Which is very understandable. You can't be driving down the road with people walking and looking and stuff. But so it was really, really good. It was beautiful cars and people from all over the place. I mean, people that said they were gonna reach back out to Samantha about having another car show of their own here and possibly ask help from Samantha to do that. So she is definitely working hard, doing her thing for the city of Lawrence. I went to the Hot Mama ribbon cutting, grand opening on Saturday, and it was really nice. If y'all hadn't stopped in, you should stop in and look because they had it really fixed up nice inside. It was a sight. I mean, it was really good. We got a lot of nice stuff in there, things that you wouldn't think would be in there. All kinds of different T-shirts and just gifts for everybody, not just mamas and whatnot, but for everybody in the family. Also went to a peer mentor luncheon at the ATA where the peer mentors and the mentees were honored for the hard work they've done at high school. And there were several people there speaking and honoring those students. And they served lunch, and it was pretty nice. The McLeod Fellows class that I was going to is over now, so I get to graduate now. So I'll be a ambassador, Christina said, for McLeod. And then, Loris High School had a peer mentor scholarship meeting where that we met along with some school board members, people like that, to award scholarships to different people. Went to Loris High School, had a Palooza event on Friday night, which the city took part in. Clay and, the PD were all involved out there in Samantha with the chamber. So we had several different aspects of the city represented at that Palooza. And, one student did talk to the chief about how to possibly, which direction to go, whether they could come back and possibly be a police officer here. So, I mean, it was well worth it. The city carried the Humvee out there and parked it on the ground, so students could see it and take pictures around it and whatnot. They had a Palooza ball on Saturday night, same night as that Jockey's Jewelers thing. I was at the ball, and Mr. McCullough really gave it up for the city of Loris and how our rec department has been working with them in Loris High School sports. So they think Tim and those guys out there, Woody, they really got it going on and helping when the high school needs help. They switch back and forth and help each other, and they really appreciate that. We all met with Ryan Hayes in discussion of some city things that we have going on with a bridge and some grants and whatnot. So far as that, we'll turn it over here to the administrative report.
Thank you, for the time for your I see. Well, thanks, Samantha. That was a good event. The car show was impressive, and I see Tim sit back there. Tim had a little bit to do with it too,
Yeah.
and y'all did a great job. And it just shows how many people will come for events. I was really surprised how the number of people showed and stayed too. Walk around and with the events. It was very, very well attended. I know y'all did it very quickly. Couple other things too. We had Carol Coleman come the other night. Ingrid and Mr. Patchett were there too. And I think she did a pretty good job.
Yeah.
I think she did a good job. I mean, I'm gonna take all the credit. You may say something too. I think she did. There seemed to be moving ahead on the master plan study for the comprehensive plan for the zoning, which is required by law. So Attorney Moss was there too. I appreciate his comments too. I think he had some good product, good things there too. And I think that she seems to be on top of it. She seems to be going in the right direction. She understands Loris. She's really taking a hard look at what issues that we're going to be putting in the comprehensive plan. And I was glad that the planning commission team, most of the planning commission members were there. Keith was there too. And so we got some good input from them too. So I think that that would be a good project to do too. And meeting with Wayne George, and some of y'all know Wayne, he used to be Mayor of Mullins back in the day, and used to be over municipal associate. So Kevin Vick with me and our good close friends for a long time. And he used to be in the area. And I said, well, please come by and see me and get up to date on some stuff that went to. So he's come by. Did talk and meeting with a couple people developing a master plan study for the city of Loris. So when we get some proposals and kind of just kind of want to vet them out first and see, hey, what's involved, what's it going to take, what's the cost going to be, and stuff like that. So I can get back to city council with that too. I did talk with Ryan with Handy Engineering, and he's going to have the CIP plan with the water and sewer, so he's going to work with me on that too. He's got some information on the board together. So I hope to get that. We're diligently, Jenna, working on the audits. So we're vastly improving on that. We got some good news from Robin, who's going to help us with a couple audits from the prior year. So we're letting them team up with each other on shooting the Hancock. So I think we're going to be able to move faster on that. But we are slowly getting together, but we're just coming together fast. I hope to have, I said at least one all that 16, 17, and the other 2 or 3 done by the end of August.
Yeah. 16, 17, not done probably.
We already said Robinson, the final numbers from that in June. So we're we're knocking those out, so hopefully, by the end of the summer, we'll be called up to, we just got 2 left.
Police grant.
I'm excited about that, so. That's it.
The PowerPoint she used the other night, I'm gonna email it to the full council, so y'all all would have it, because it's got all her notes and things she talked about. So if somebody wouldn't hear.
She hadn't had a chance to send you the, old plan.
No, sir.
I didn't think she.
Yeah, I think too, not that, I don't want to take your thunder too.
No.
I was just thinking, 'cause I think that she sent the PowerPoint, which I got, and I sent to you, but you're probably like me, you want to see the actual detail
Exactly.
in those particular areas, like she was talking about before. I want to kind of see how because she's looking at housing and population and stuff like that, and deal with comprehensive plan. So there's a lot of stuff to deal with the community. So I want to get it out to the full council to let them look at it and see how she's putting it together. But she seems to be doing a pretty good job so far. And Attorney Moss has some great comments. He had some very good comments the other night about things we need to be cognizant of. And looking at if we're going to redo the zoning ordinance, it's some things we should address in the zoning ordinance.
Well, we do, once they make them,
Get some of that too.
the subdivision regulations, I'm primarily concerned about.
Yeah, me
The
too.
development criteria, because, we maybe we'll discuss that more in the regular session, whenever we have one. I'm concerned about the development of subdivision regulations.
Yeah, and I know Samantha, I want to talk about overlay districts and stuff like that, dealing with historical things. So I think there's some, it's going to be really, what I guess what I'm getting at, it's going to give, like Attorney Moss said, it's going to give us some opportunities to do some things we've been wanting to do. And like I said before, in one of the meetings, said industry nowadays, we've got an industrial park out here, and I think industry nowadays is looking for certain things in the past, which you didn't look for, now they're looking for. So I'm going to get with Sandy Davis to her crowd and make sure those things are put in there as a part of what they're looking for too. So I think it gives us a good opportunity to do some things.
I was in a meeting with Sandy last week. She came to let the co-op, and she told us she's lost 2 prospects, and she doesn't have a shelter including. Of course, the county has no appetite for them, just alone, get somebody to do the last one. So she's a little frustrated because she didn't have a home for them.
Yeah, and I don't want to tag on too hard with that too, but
Yes,
I've got 2, because we get a lot of those in other counties I work with. So in fact, I'm glad you brought that up. This guy called me today, actually, was looking, he still thought I was in Dillon, but he called my personal cell phone. And there's some developers out there looking to build some spec type buildings, and they like our industrial park. They've actually come down and looked at our industrial park and like the area and like the location and that type of stuff. So I do agree with Attorney Moss. I think that we need to explore that. I'm gonna pursue that kind of hard because they're private investors and they're looking at somewhere between 30 and 50,000 square foot range for spec buildings. And I really think that we can, every time we get a building, it seems to go, Todd. Every time, it don't sit on the market too long, does it?
That Access Stainless building sat there for a little while, but it was a little different.
Right, that's what we're doing.
That one was built,
That's right.
but the Carolina Food, see, that was a spec building, and it sat there for a long time.
Yep.
Before it ever had anybody.
It's weird because, like I said,
That's been a long time ago, but it sat there for a long time.
in the past, we had a lot of buildings like that, and all of a sudden now, with the way construction costs are, and the lead time is to get construction, people, they went to Marion County and was buying some of those buildings in Marion County that had been dilapidated for years and years.
So see, they have buildings sat there for a long time.
For a long time out there, like you're going on 501.
Yeah.
All those buildings now have been taken up, and nowadays with the lead time, most people, that's why people are building spec buildings, because the lead time, keeping them up and permanent and all that. I think that's the way to go, is what they're saying today.
If you build it, they will come.
Yeah, right. I think you're right.
Gotta have faith, right?
Yep.
the committee reports. Do you want to take the lead on that?
Really, the only one we met was the planning and zoning we met the other night. I didn't, Mr. Patrick, really wanted to make a couple comments about that.
I was gonna say, I was impressed with Carol Coleman with Waccamaw Cog, and I think they're gonna do a great job for us.
Yes.
On the thing, get us preliminary, and then with comments of Mr. Moss in regard to correlating the county and the city, what we need and what's special for us, I think that's gonna be important. Get a chance to review what we've got.
Yeah.
And what we need in the future.
Yeah.
I was impressed with her video presentation, and I'm looking forward to getting that, so we can look at that in comparison to what our plan is that we have now. But I'm looking forward to
Samantha was
working
there.
with
She was present too, so she was able to hear what was going too. And I thought that was good to have her there too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we did, personnel and finance did meet, on the budget and some other stuff too, a couple of times during last week.
Is there anything to add from that, Ms. Jones?
I don't exactly think so. We gave Keith and Mr. Clay gave us a pretty current information on how the budget was coming together. That was the main thing here.
Okay. Okay, so, public safety and public works, rec committee and buildings and grounds. They hadn't had a meeting since their last meeting.
Yes.
Okay, if nothing else to go with that, we'll move on to business. A with the second reading ordinance 01-22.
Ordinance number 01-22, whereas pursuant to South Carolina Code of Laws, 1976, amended section -5, the 150 petition to be made for annexation to Jarrell Hernandez Nunez and Maria de la Rivera Suarez, with the land property located on the eastern side of Virginia Drive, further described by PIN number 18507-03-002 and 185-10-01-004, set forth for regional GIS mapping system, including highway property.
Motion on that.
It's second reading on the same.
Second reading on that annexation at Virginia Drive, right next, Paul Princess house.
Got its own R1, R14.
And that's why they joined ladder mix use.
Yeah. We'll build a house there, right? That's both
Both sides.
sides of that road.
At the recommendation of council, so we can bind it on both separate parcels.
I'll make a motion,
Second on
I
that,
second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Motion. Any against that? Motion passes. B, second reading of ordinance 222. Annexation.
Ordinance of annexation, ordinance number 02-22. This is the PIN number of 186-08-02-002 and 186-08-02-008, set forth in the county GIS mapping system, including highway right-of-ways. This petition by the landowner to the city council, and this would set property annexed designation of commercial 2-2C, C-2. And this is item 71, headed towards Conway, this is providing homes properties that, and the recommendation council subject to binding two parcels together. During the ordinance.
Mr. Moss, I think we asked you to check and make sure that the person who signed that petition had authority to do that. Did you have a chance to do that?
Brian's on these ones.
We confirm that's the owner of the company.
Owner of the
That's one of his affiliates right here.
Knowing that that was the right person that did sign it, get a motion on that.
That's so moved.
And a second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Nays? Motion passes. Second reading of ordinance 0322, ordinance annexation.
Ordinance 03-22, ordinance annexation by James Livingston III, within number of Lord Lines Road, 185-06-04-002, set forth by Whitman and GIS mapping system, including Union Highway right of ways. This is said property shall be annexed to designation of R1.4 zone. Out there, it joins R1.4 board mixed use. So
That's right there, past the park on the left.
yes. And that's the gentleman who attended the meeting last time, the first reading was on.
Right.
Steve won't build the house, and then
It should be, yes, sir.
the house being built.
Yeah.
Yeah, they kind of started on that thing about a week or two ago. Yeah, they're coming on pretty fast. Motion on that.
Move, we approve on second reading.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Nays? Motion passes. Council discuss a petition for annexation.
I sent the email out with the petition, and I have an extra one here, if you want to need some few extras. These are, when I spoke to the developer and the guy that's helping him, I sent him a copy of what we've been using. And he had both property owners sign a different, separate, the same sheet, same PIN numbers, just two different owners sign the same petition. So that's what I sent y'all. It's up on 701, your Lord's Motel, it is contiguous to the city limits already. They want it to be zoned R17. I think the initial plans they have is, 47 homes in that area. Obviously the R17, that's sufficient for that. But it a lot of, the homes won't be too close to that zone. They plan on doing some streetscape projects and pavement. That, I haven't received any plans, and that's just kind of what he said. Yeah, they can do. R14 is a much larger lots. That's, has to be at least 7 foot wide, I believe. The difference between R14 and R17, R17 has to be at least 7 foot wide, 75. And I know R14, I think it's 100 feet wide.
Lord's jam full of lots, that's all over.
Now, these are dated March 24th of 2021.
Yes, sir.
Like they're over a year old.
No, sir, I think that might be a grammatical error.
Well, the property, what's the legal name of the property? Isn't it in the LLC, not an individual?
I'm not sure about that.
No, that's, when we get a petition that's in here, that's the first thing we need to check is what the county records are as to who the owner is, because we can't do it if it's the wrong owner. We just want to do it right.
Morris Developers LLC is the owner.
Who?
Morris Developers LLC.
Now, Sarah, that. Yeah, I can do a request to change it, that's what y'all like, there's no problem.
We're gonna have to, I mean, it's not whether we like it or not, we gotta do it the right way. There's no objection to it, we just need to do it right.
Yeah, I think it sounds great. So we gotta put it together like it's supposed to be, that's for sure. So I guess you'll get on that. That's about 14 acres, 14 plus acres there.
Both of them together, 14 acres. Or is it one parcel?
It looks like an L.
Look at the first line of the petition, you know, if it says.
Yeah, I see it. I see it. It says he's the owner, and the other one says he's the owner. They just need to do it.
Okay.
We need something to verify who's gonna park in the sound, and the LLC also.
I haven't seen that with him, we read it, so I'm not gonna do it for like.
Usually it's minutes or something. If they're not the general partner, then the minutes would have to authorize them to sign.
Okay. We'll move on to E. Move on to E.
Yeah, I got, Keith to kind of bring us up to date too on this, I'm going to give out this up to date sheet here. If y'all have it here, it kind of shows for general fund expenditures. Looks like we're closed in on the 3.5 million easy. Hopefully we'll see that number, I think, with that too, based on what the information we got from Ward County and the state. So we should be able to do that. Next year's projection, we're doing at 3.75. It's pretty much in line, based on the increase in garbage fee associated with the Jordan waste, passing 3.5% increase on us on that. The millage increase, I did get them to specify the millage, which would be, our millage is 110.8. Roughly 5 mills of that is a GO bond. Yeah. It's about 11 or 12,000 per mill. Our payments were about 54,000, somewhere there, 55, somewhere there. So that would be pretty close on that part there too. But, as you can see this over here, it pretty much shows, you know, the departments are, most of them stay in line, just about everybody's in line once you budgeted for last year. And so hopefully with small increases that we've got throughout there, we've got increases in PIVA, state insurance, that type of stuff across the board. So, you know, it's going to choice to take care of that. And then there is
Yeah, that fee was about 18%.
They last year decided to do it half a year.
and they hit you in the middle of the year too. That's the problem. They don't give you a lot of, heads up on it too, on that part there too. And, which you got school resource officers, which is fully funded in your issue, which is $8,000, which will be the police department too. Like I said, sanitation's increased there due to increase in joint waste, we went up 3.5% on that. I was trying to look at them. We did look at give the employees, I always like to say $1.20, because that's what they ask you and I all the time. That comes out to be about $2,500 altogether. The police department will have some flex there where they could go get some additional funds, you know, based on merit. They could get up another $1,500 per officer. That would get us probably not what I saw in Lorraine County or Myrtle Beach last week.
It's ready to lower.
Could you imagine? Anyway, I know City of Myrtle Beach is going 50 plus.
They increasing the tax.
Lorraine County, the City of Myrtle Beach went 10 meals, 10, 11 meals, plus their fees too.
They're gonna raise the minimum salary of police officers will be like $48,000 a year.
And that's just the minimum.
Yeah,
So
that's starting salary.
this will get ours up to around the high 30s. You're right, between 38 and 40, depending on guys there. So that includes, that's just our low, that's our low officer. So we're still a good bit less than what they are.
The policing in Myrtle Beach is a lot different than it is in Lawrence.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's getting harder. I mean, as y'all know too, it's getting harder to find. We're struggling like everybody else is to get employees. I mean, we're struggling with getting competitive salaries, getting competitive wages to compete with the salaries on them too. So we're fighting the same battle up on here too. The water and sewer, we did did propose to go up on water and sewer only because Grandstrand Water and Sewer sent us a letter back a couple weeks ago saying they were going up based on per 1,000 gallons of water on that too. We did show the breakdown here in the budget on that part there too. We showed that, showed the in city water rate and out of city water rate. And also showed the in city sewer rate and out of city rate, which is almost double, close to double based on that if you're in city versus out of city. And Jenna was nice enough to do a bill, so we would kind of know what that would be. And I guess you got this right here.
Matter of fact, so Mr. I hadn't got it in any of them.
Yes, it looks like this. It looks like that.
So the rates increases, is that based upon what it's gonna cost the city from Grandstrand Water and Sewer? Nothing else is added?
There's no increase for marginal revenue, it's just do the balance off what they're gonna do to us.
Right.
With what we have. And it's in or around a 3%, but you can't, dealing with these rates, you're looking at base charges, usage charges, and it's just a little bit harder math. But it basically comes down to about $3.49. You have to spread out across base charges, usage charges, and things like that. And also, you don't slap $3 on per 1,000 gallons. They would get pretty big move when you get to pay your water bill and you use 8,000 gallons. So you basically have to take $3.49 and you have to move it, take it apart, and you move $1 or $2 to your usage charge. And then you use 75 cents elsewhere to go on the base charge. So we have a lot of people, I'd say 1/3 of our customers are using base charge, a lot of base charges. We get a lot of base charges. Because they're just not using a whole lot of water, houses are small, it's cold, whatever. We have a lot of base charges, or 1,000 to 3,000 gallons is our average. Most places do a 5,000 average, but ours is just more. So. So to try to get a better grip to see what it's going to do to us, rebrand, it looks like it moved right now. And the volume's about the same. So that's to try to get it across fair. 75 cents to a base charge, it makes more sense to me because if you're used to wearing base charges, that means we're not jacking them up. So the people that are going to use the more water, put more stress on the system, that dollar's going to come to play. It's not done to intent to make more money. It's done to intent to cover what we're taking on. That math is, Grandstrand moving 3 cents per 1,000 gallons, 97,000 customers is a big deal. But us, we don't have 97,000 customers. So you have to find the percentages and that's happening.
And sanitation went from $24 to $26, so it keeps us, 26 keeps us in line with about what it is. I was paying 27 billion, so it keeps us a little bit more than our babies, but not much. So some of the ones close by. That contract is up this year. So we'll have to renegotiate that contract.
Yeah.
So we'll see where else coming up too.
I would appreciate the opportunity for us to discuss in this executive session at some point.
And, the rest of the budget is pretty much, like I said, based on water and sewer and solid waste and trash containers going up too. Horry County is going, looks like the road tax fee is going to pass the House and Senate. Looks like the governor's going to sign it. So I think that's going to be a good deal there for this there too. So
That's over $60,000 there this year.
that we get,
Plus the
so,
next quarter, how long it takes.
get the extra 60,000, because they held it in escrow all year, thinking that, they had to pay it back, and they would have it, so it looks like I know the House and Senate passed, I think it's gonna go on to the governor for final approval, so it looks like we'll get those funds there too. I did know that the state legislature on the local government fund is we should be fine, we should get what we got last year, maybe a little bit more based on what the budget, because now it's been on the state budget increase this year, so I hate to say we don't get this much, we get a small portion we used to get. Remember, y'all remember those fees used to be associated with beer, wine tax and income tax and all these other taxes. So that fee was just going like this. All of a sudden, they changed it, about 6-7 years ago, now it's based on the budget, the state budget, get a certain percentage of what the state budget is increased. So we didn't, so it's,
So how much revenue will we lose? 60,000?
It's over 60.
Over
Yeah,
60?
the year we got it, which was my first ride period, it was like 68.9. Obviously that would move up. Due to our, more vehicles, more, all the stuff that really goes in is getting the money. We didn't get it all year, so that doesn't protect the 3.2 that we've already got. So that's that, and UASC's about to send us so much money, so it looks around, without the road tax money and some other money, I know we have around 267 coming to us between now and this month.
and the other thing is too, we looked at the hospitality's doing good. Jen and I looked at this, we looked at hospitality, like we'll be fine. A lot of surplus in there, that we projected, coming up on that too. I did break out the debt service into a different fund, because I want to be able to maintain that and have a single fund to deal with that. So that is a little bit different in the budget. We did recommend in the budget that we use some of the ARP money to pay off some of the leases that we've got in the water and sewer, just because we feel like that would kind of ease the water and sewer a little bit. If we could pay off those leases, I think we could use some of the ARP money to pay off some of the leases, about 130,000-40,000. That's a one-time payment, and we wouldn't have to pay those anymore. So that would kind of ease up on the water and sewer, help us balance that budget there too. So, like I said, we're gonna get our other installment for ARP in September, so I think everything's ready to go on that. I would like to sit down with council maybe this summer, late summer, and figure out what we need to do, come up with an overall plan of the main things that we got. It's time to look at that. So by then we could have a little idea what sort of water and sewer, where we're gonna go, and what we think our needs are there. So,
Equipment is being leased, and when you pay the leases off, we'll be our own equipment, okay.
yeah, that's the way, no, I agree with you. I'm glad you brought that up, because that's a good question. A lot of times they're not leased to own. These are actually leased to own. So technically, once we pay them off, they'll be property of the city.
All three of those different machines we've had for over 3 years anyway.
Yes.
So the owner said that because we've had them for so long, we've had them almost the life of them. That he's had them, that he was going to replay some of their 80% of the principal. And if once we own them, he would still come service them, pick them up, and work on them, because they're taking care of them, so it's their machine. So they're good about doing it, I think.
And I think the geo bond, like we talked about before, the geo bond, that we should be able to get a better interest rate. Should be able to get a little better interest rate. Once we get the audits done, we should be not talking with Ben Ziegler. We also talked with the guy from Charlotte. We're working with Ben, with the banking industry, and they kind of give us proposals on how they can restructure that. So, get that done by late summer.
I know on the revenue side of things, you'll see where all your stuff is separated in its own funds now. You have American Rescue Plan Fund, shows your expenditure / revenue and cash fund balance. which is anticipated. Then you have the hospitality fund, it shows it's in its own fund, it shows some of the expenditures, and the revenue beside that, it's trying to show you anticipated fund balance going forward, we stick to your budget. And things like that. I think last year we spoke about how it's gonna be in its own fund, the way the system works, control of accounts and stuff. So this is why it's important that it cleans it all up. So, you know, if we go to cut a check, it's doing the accounting work in the background. It's taking debiting, creating things that it's supposed to. Sometime audit, there's no, it creates its own general ledger unless we do a manual general ledger. That's important, like we brought up last year, for that to be done, so it is done.
I noticed when I saw this page, and I mentioned it before the meeting started, some of you, he tells me this, the actual is updated through current for expenditures, last year was the first year, that Keith and Jenna dug in and prepared a budget. And it appears that it's gonna be right on target when we get into the budget year, so I think that should give y'all some confidence in the numbers we're proposing for this year, because, y'all have about $600,000, $626 left in the budget to get you to the remainder of this budget year. And you take the cash on hand and you add to it this expected revenue, you're gonna be right on target. And for that being their first year going through it, I think they did a great job.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think too.
It's hard to do better than being right.
With this software and all the work that's happening, prepare for all, I come back at every month with the software. Okay? And here you can show you where I got the numbers on. So it's not that I took 27 stapled sheets and come up with numbers. I mean, it's showing you something that I can do, show you in Evans right now. Or going forward each month, hopefully, especially starting with this new budget from July is July's meeting to the very next June. Every month, you're gonna get a revenue report and an expenditure report, and you'll see this budget grow. You'll see what you budgeted, what we spent, per what you budgeted on these line items, and you'll see all the revenue. All revenue for once will be journalized. And that's humongous. You can print off all the report and hand them, they have all of this, it might take them a week.
I think that was before you said, he doesn't mean the budget's gonna grow, he means the budget information's
No,
gonna
the
grow.
budget, you'll see it take shape, how about that? You'll see it take shape, and you'll see how it sticks with what y'all have passed or approved
And what you handed out to us now, when is that through? Is that
this
through
morning.
this morning? So it's
That's why I thought
up
it
to
was,
date as
I
of
felt it
19th.
was, yes, sir, I felt it was very important to hand you something that I know it's in the bank and it's either still there or out. So that was,
So the bottom line number in the yellow column is how much money is in
no, sir,
No, that's how much. is
that's a
in the budget.
variance.
That's the remaining in your budget has not been expended.
the budget. I thought it was the difference between actual and top.
Which is the 3.2 and the difference between 3.2 and 2.578, that is your variance difference. But with this, that's showing you, that's not what I have. That is a variance, meaning that's what's left between what we brought in and what we have spent on them. But that doesn't measure, so that's a live number, meaning it's usually less.
So what he has in the bank is a little over 300, and he's anticipating 200 or something more between now and the budget year revenues. So he's right at 6 for revenues.
I didn't do the math, I just at the bottom of the yellow column is a number.
That's showing you what room we have.
That's the amount of your budget that has not yet been spent.
We only have 3 payrolls left. And that's encouraging to me to see our cash flow balances that on the 4 big funds we have are all held the last 4 months at the same amounts. Once we expend payrolls and get hit with that Santee Coopers and stuff, they're flexing right back up to our cash fund reserve amount that we anticipated having this year. They're gonna be pretty spot on. Matter of fact, our water and sewer on hand cash flow or reserve is gonna be way more than what I anticipated. Because we did, just hard work from everybody. Instead, I think last year, I had to look And I would like to make sure, I think it was $11,000 fund reserve. I'm anticipating almost 200,000 would be a cash fund that transfers over to next year. Would be a cash flow at that time.
Also, in this budget, proposed budget, in planning and zoning department, you got an actual full-time position in here.
Yeah.
Plus you got a vehicle in here
So
too.
capital improvement vehicles, that's the most increase, I think, of all the budgets, except maybe police, all departments. The increase in planning and zoning is due to a full-time person, and obviously the employer expenditures that come along with that, with benefits and things. Plus the capital, if you don't have a car for it, so we don't purchase a car, or a truck, or whatever we get. So that's the main thing, increase in that.
The observation that we have every year, is your anticipated property tax revenue is pretty much what your lease budget is.
Yeah.
Pretty close.
Pretty close.
And based on the real value that the county gave us, Barry Spider, who's the county does a pretty good job. He gave us in 2021, it was 11,181 for real value. That should be up a little bit. I don't think it'd be quite 12, but 12,000, but it should be. You know, that was a year ago, so we got a whole other year, and it looked like the village is growing the sun each year based on that. So maybe 11,500, 11,800, somewhere in there, and a little less than 12,000, so it's pretty close to 12,000.
Yeah, his projection for 2022 is 11,120 cents.
He did, I'm waiting on him, he's gonna send one more.
He's gonna send an updated one too, which is good, so.
By the end of May. And then it's usually the third week of the month. That will be his final assessment or anticipated what we think. And if he sent two more, just say, hey, it's going up. So we brought in a little bit more than he anticipated was this past year too. So
He did like I did when I was county administrator. He's projected, based on the actual numbers probably hadn't come in yet. And the way the state does this, unfortunately, is that a lot of times our big checks that are quarterly checks coming in July or August, the state has students to hold those. And so we don't want to get them in July or August. But that's usually a catch-up check for us, usually. So, so you won't know the actual final number until July or August, because that's just the way the state holds them.
we do have to do it. So if you're interested in July, see what we actually got in for this past fiscal year.
But it did show a good incline, you know, I mean, each year showed where the assessed value was going up, so that's a positive thing. It's a positive thing to see. It showed that it's going up every year, and you go back and look at 4 or 5 years, it showed it positive.
And I don't know if you've done this or not, one question.
Yeah.
Is any thought been given, putting a line in the budget, and calling it budget and reserve or something like that? Would we try to build up reserve funds?
Yeah, we looked at that too, and what normally is that you can do it two or three different ways. First thing is that we're gonna give you a cash flow statement that'll show. Like this year, we know we're gonna run extra, a little bit extra in water and sewer. We think we're gonna run a little bit extra in general fund. If you can budget for extra money in one cash flow if you want to. If you want to try to build up cash flow, you can put in there with additional tax goes toward that, or tax goes toward the general fund. Normally it just stays in the general fund, grows in the general fund. If we stay in the budget like we're doing now, that general fund budget should grow. When you do a monthly final statement, it shows cash, it'll show that cash growing. And you know, 3 or 4 months, probably cash flow is probably normal. 6 months would be great. The GFOA says 3 or 4 months is minimum cash flow is what we're, only minimum be 3 months, maybe I'd like to be 4 months.
The cash fund balance, which would be obviously the reserve because it wasn't spent, carries over, when it carries over into the next fiscal year, that's the cash fund. It's a building reserve. And when we give you your audits, you're gonna see what the auditor, CPA is gonna give us a stamp on, this is your official reserve or carryover or cash fund. And going forward, the setting up the bank accounts, get them professional for sweeping accounts, it'd be more responsible to keep it there and let it build And you'll see it build, because if it drops below, you start seeing a constant 250, 230, and it starts to drop in blood, and now you know you're eating your cash flows.
I
But
think you gotta look at it monthly. Be so keep looking at it.
they've really gone away from the
Right.
funds to reserve as an expenditure. They've really gone away from that, even the jet, is not fixing it. They're relying on the audits to confirm what your cash flow carrier will be, which is a reserve, it's just different terms, and it sits there. So if you, let's say you say your budget is 3.7 flat for expenditures, you might have, if you've done your math right, and you've done your job 5 years, you might have 3 million sitting in the bank as a cash reserve, cash on the balance. That doesn't mean that's reserved for that budget. That means you're gonna get another 3.7 in, and you're not gonna spend 3 million. That's just, it's just the same thing. It just sits.
But the only way that would work, if you truly have a balanced budget, if you spend 100% of your budget,
Right.
you're gonna zero out at the end of every year.
If you
So
bring
you're
the
not
exact
gonna
amount.
build- You're not gonna build any reserves, so what you're counting on is having a budget, you're not spending 100% to build the reserves.
Right.
So that was, my question was, should you put in a line on it? We're saying, okay, we're gonna save, we're taking in $4 million this year, we're only spending 3.9, so we're gonna build $100,000 into the budget, that we know is not gonna be spent at the end of the year, and then over time, that would build up, that was just what I was thinking.
Well, the key, yeah, I get that. The key is too, is that you need to sit down and figure out what the cash flow is in the general fund. Because you may already have enough in there. You know, you may already have enough in there to carry you for 3 or 4 months. You know, that way you wouldn't need to budget that money, like I said. The only time you do that is you would need to do
I
that.
understand that that's not the reality of the last few years in the city works
Right, that's what.
at all.
I would, to this, Councilman Sutton's point, I would especially like to see that happen. Reserve expenditure down in the water and sewer fund.
Yes. Yes.
It should be.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I do agree with that.
That needs to go into like a regular capital improvement, depreciation fund.
We chase the county capital improvement account, so much of the revenues generated from the water
I
and
think
sewer
the
should go
15,
to
20%
the capital
one,
account.
you talk about.
Yeah.
The little, the textbook is 15, 20, new ones say 15, everything costs so much now, but 15, 20, 25%. That needs to be our goal. And I think this year will be the first time we've had cash flow. I would say that the auditor is gonna actually come tell me that we had a cash flow or a reserve. We had this year, and yes, because we've been in this, but we didn't have to. And we still done a great job this year. They replaced a bunch of old pipes, more meters, houses going up everywhere. So it's done itself. It's done itself. And if you bring in more than 3.7, if you bring in 3.8, 3.9 million, now it's creating your cash reserve, your cash flow, that you didn't know you were getting. You don't rely on contingent funds, is what I'm saying. That's not,
Included in, yeah, which is why I proposed to do it.
I agree.
Jenna, you're the treasurer, it's not your real quiet, what's your thoughts?
I agree with everything that has been said.
we're telling we sit and run the yellow
I
lights.
think we'll have a better handle on cash once we get these audits done, too. We can actually engage with passed by the legislature that should deal with cash flow issues too. If you need to. That's one of the exceptions to the rules limitation.
Over the last few years, we've been getting some supplemental information for the budget that we haven't received yet this year, is that coming?
Sure. Are you talking about what you?
Well, we usually get a spreadsheet of actual salaries, benefits, and all that to look at before we make the final determination as to, you know,
I have all that.
and any kind, I mean, it's be interesting to know what the department heads propose in terms of
Right.
equipment needs, that kind of thing.
And I think last year, that was all given prior to the workshop.
Yeah, that's fine.
Can I ask you a question about this software? Y'all kind of coming to the end of implementing. I know it has the four department meetings where they can log in and see their department, and they can participate in their own budget for their department. Does it have a port for the council? Do they have login?
We can create them a profile, I wouldn't necessarily be portal for the council, it'd be portal for whoever, we create users and they can go in and see it and view it and stuff. You know. And we used that this year, Chief Bewley, we used that, he build his budget
Just some stuff.
while we were meeting. If we have a department, they met with us and what they needed, what they wanted, their concerns and questions. Before we even spoke to the person, one-on-one, their concerns, and that's what you see in front of you. This one, obviously, if you want to speak with them at a workshop, that's, that's the work's been done. Yeah. This has not been done without leaving the department head out by no means.
The only equipment we're looking at is what the police department too. So,
Well, I mean, what you consider equipment, whether it's vehicles or vans.
vehicles, looking for police and then they need some equipment.
Well, have to approve the vehicle for code enforcement. We don't have the vehicle at all. So, now it's on full time, they're going to have a vehicle, whether it's new or used. Right now, it just makes sense to buy a new one versus using it, make more for using it. Without one. Yeah. I know that mine's gonna be- If you do look at budget, water and sewer budgets, it'll show you kind of the same thing, the general fund show you where we're at, anticipation, and so the water and sewer is over there, it's more of a very, 1% accurate number there on the spot. And hopefully it's more. And I don't think we'll be.
The only thing I did add something into the ordinance too, what I always do, is I always put tax anticipation note in here. I'm not saying you need a tax anticipation note from the same. Ever since I came finance director in Lancaster 30 years ago, 20 years, 25 years ago, my good bond attorney said, always put that in here just in case you need it, because you never know down the road, God forbid something happen with a major hurricane or something through, you need it. It does, it still says the council has to pass a resolution, so you can't do anything without coming back to council. It just saves you from having two readings and public hearings and going through that process. And trust me, if you really needed it during that time, you would speed the process up.
Got anything else? Any questions?
So we're gonna have a workshop.
Then y'all, when we all want it, and, what else you would like for me to bring. The good thing is if we do the workshop, if we go back there to the smart board, I'll have everything and every tool at hand at that point. If there's something there I haven't provided, I can even bring the evidence up back to the actual accounting software. So, yeah.
Well, I'd sure like to see a workshop with the department heads. I don't know whether we can do it during the week or not. I mean, maybe Saturday, I know everybody hates to give up on Saturday, but we gotta do what we gotta do.
I don't know why we have to have it on Saturday.
We don't have to, as far as I'm concerned.
Would y'all like for us to speak with the department heads that you want there, and make sure that's okay, and by then I'm sure y'all know how y'all schedule that.
They can all be there at the same time.
Yeah, okay.
So if we don't get first reading you don't get first reading of the budget in this meeting, it will necessitate a special meeting sometime because we'll only have one more regularly scheduled meeting to it, till we get in June. But that's what we've done in the past years, so it's not a big issue, it's just something.
We can do first reading and then still change it,
Yeah, you can,
I mean,
as long as it's not substantial.
and then you don't have to do that.
Either way.
To keep council from having to meet. Okay.
We're going to have a meeting that takes like 15 minutes and we're done. The second reading.
So one time, public hearing and all that.
It's up here.
Even though it seems like we're ahead of time, you blank the eye in 2 weeks tonight, so we're definitely on it. Get that up, I'll make sure.
What you do, that's maybe next week, so get it. You track. You get partners in this week. You do it.
Yeah, we can't drag our feet, we need to go ahead and do it. We'll do it.
Monday or Tuesday, whatever, this week, whatever it's good, something. Whatever you have to go.
So I know you requested the personnel stuff. Is there anything he requested other than that out of the council that's sitting here that you would like to see brought there?
Okay, so I understand we want to put off the first reading, have another meeting, and do the first reading. That's what I'm getting.
We're talking about having a workshop and then having first reading in June and special meeting middle of June.
So you said have one before June, so.
I think that'd be best, go ahead and have one and then move on. And get this behind us.
Yeah.
It'll be,
You gotta have 15 days notice, do the public hearing on one. I'm gonna push it 2 places, June 30.
I don't know about anybody else, but I've got a seminar, May 30th through
Right.
whatever is June 4th, that Friday. So I won't be available during the day, I'll be available.
That's Memorial Day weekend too.
Yeah,
so
it is, that's bad.
what people will do. We don't do it with the day. Be one day next week, if that's okay with y'all.
That's fine.
Okay,
I'll make it work.
okay, one day next week, okay?
So, like one evening.
Yeah. That way everybody have plenty of time, which the department gets here and any questions with department heads, we can gather them right there and just answer questions.
that's a good plan then.
And I think Jane would probably like to have you meeting too, if I would vote for her too.
Yeah. Okay, we'll discuss that and try to get that scheduled for next week. That'll work. A motion that for executive session discuss on personnel matters. Second.
Second.
All in favor?
All right.
Did you see that?
Done.
Sure.
Julie Lee?
You gonna count when they did that too?
Yeah, but I think they,
You gonna count when they did that too?
What's that? Oh, yeah, listen, I never went back in the.
I don't think we have a whole lot of.
Never did. They called me once or twice, but I always stay down here.
Well, I don't think it was.
It was long.
No action taken in executive session.
It's come out of executive session.
January.
Regular session.
Can you get a second on that?
That's it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, well, I don't think we have,
I got something from Tim, from the recreation partner. Now I can do, I know I can have global works code enforcement. So, Mr. Zell Runner, the recreation director, he sent me some notes to read y'all. He's doing some games and stuff right now, and he's selling food at concession stand. Baseball, softball, t-ball seasons obviously continue to typically have multiple games out at the park on Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. He says they'll be selling concessions through the month of May for the rec games, so we're also doing it for our rec, not just tournament law. They didn't really do much in April due to some scheduling and resource issues. The 3 nights they did over $1,000 in concession stand revenue just for rec park, so that's a big number. I didn't even do that. It says process has started for the hiring of the vacant full-time position that is open there to release some heavy burdens that are currently dealing with the facility. The last USSSA tournament went well, and each tournament that comes through continues to grow. Students from the Loris High School is helping with concessions and has been a huge help. The next tournament will be this Saturday, will be 19 teams, by 7 and 8 weekends in a row with tournament. So once this weekend starts, there's no break for 8 weeks. Coast Carolina students presented their needs assessment findings to him last week, and Dr. Rocky, who works at Coastal, has offered to do the same with either or all counselors. So, or just the recreation committee in the next month or so. So this is how y'all, where you want to talk to council committee, how you want to do that. The PAR grant must be closed out by May 31st. We're fixing to close that out. That's what Dr. Rocky doing. So the good thing is, we'll be able to get some more revenue from that. That's 3 years back. So, it's just how you want him to present findings to y'all, whether the committee or council. So I can get that to Tim. I don't know how y'all want it done.
I like that for council.
Yeah. The good thing was that study, it'll bring in a lot of demographics and what our own citizens are wanting anyway, so it might shine some light just more than just red. And he says he's currently in talks with the NFL Carolina Panthers team about holding a youth camp in June. I do know, and spoke to me a little bit on that. He come with some recommendations and some of the things they were asking for. It didn't really cost any money, it's just, I told him I would go out and help because it was staffing and stuff, so. We've got that fixed. So wait on hearing them back from them, but it's probably gonna happen. We do meet their standard size of the fields out there. We're gonna have to use the field with the band practices, but it meets the standard size that they require. So we'll have it seeded. It's already been seeded and we'll be painted. So
remember last year, we had a little thing out there that had to do with, it was like a little training camp. One of the interns from Coastal, it was their idea.
Yeah.
And it was a big hit.
Yeah.
Do you know if he knows about that, if he's planning on doing that again?
Tim, yes, he knows about that. And hopefully coming up, we might have some more interns come show up at Coastal because of that same program's ongoing.
Because it was sponsored by Major League Baseball.
It was.
Yes.
The hit, run and throw, pitch.
Something, yeah.
He knows about that. When I hand over some of the paperwork that Ford had and all that, I give all that to him in the cards. Code enforcement, them guys that they show up today, they were literally running around. I mean, it's not slowing down, it's even getting worse. It's just picking up. Public Works, they're completely busy. They're doing all the new fiber, they're moving all the cable and telephone infrastructure now in 701. And that's only the beginning of what's about to happen for the line 709 project.
Is that what that's good?
Yes, sir.
That's cable, what, for HTC?
Yeah, cables, your fiber and everything that they want.
Okay.
Now they done all the fiber already in Fox Bay, most of the neighborhoods around here, because it's going yard. There's a lot of others, but all that's done. But those crews are, I think, 17 different crews now running fibers. Or pipe for the new telephone, internet and all those, because that's a
A
federal.
lot of them are running conduit, then they come back and run.
So this is just the pipe. So,
They've been bored and all that stuff.
yeah, I know y'all got police stats, I asked the chief, he didn't have any pass on, fire chief, I spoke with him briefly last week, talked about the meeting. He just requested me to give y'all the stats, you see the stats, I think they're not on. Other than that, I don't have anything. Everything seems to be on good, tracks are wrong. Seal been in contact with us yesterday to the site work. Track Supply has their permit in hand, and they paid. That's gonna be a $1.5 million project, just to build.
Their estimated groundbreaking is.
So they're depending upon what happens in Little River. So obviously they're dealing with the county and Little River on their soil. As soon as the superintendent has that ground broke and is in phase 1, then they're gonna move their attention here. So he's thinking in the early fall that you'll see something or site work. And Andy told me he thinks the site work could be also being site work. And it's gonna tell a lot of storm water and that kind of stuff. Plus, they're gonna have, for this one, they're doing some things that, they're gonna have some actual, greenhouses, they're gonna have vegetables and flowers, and some things that you don't normally see at your average place. And they're gonna be a tractor deal.
We got a nice one in Conway.
Yes.
I went there for the first time, trying to get something the other day. I didn't even realize how nice it was. Really nice out there.
So other than that, that's everything through the copies of the ordinances that y'all passed, the signature needs to be signed in front of me. So I just let that for y'all. That's all I have for our department.
I don't think we're gonna have, unless somebody's in the restroom.
They all have.
Motion to adjourn.
Love somebody.
Second. All in favor?
All over ourselves to second that motion.
Yes, sir. I am today.
Let's go down that
The guy. Not any.
Good, we get those.
I did because if I go into the little system, it shows who. And you have to know